Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. Now, we're going to talk about Gary Gensler because his term at the SEC has been a very tumultuous one. And is he done or is he finished? Because during his rate, the attrition rate at the SEC, which means the amount of people leaving the SEC, is as high as it's ever been. That means the other commissioners and other people do not enjoy working under Gary Gensler because of his policies or his actions towards certain companies or his failure of actions towards certain companies. We know that Hester Pierce and at least one other commissioner, which is no longer on the commission anymore, has disagreed with his stance towards cryptos. He's obviously drawn the ire of the crypto industry, and many people in the crypto industry are very, very vocal, which does not do great for his PR. Recently, although he's trying to put it off as he needs more regulatory power to control crypto, it has been pointed out by both Tom Emmer and a Democratic Congressman, Richie Torres, that even though that he said the SEC has all the tools and he's solely responsible for what actually happens in the crypto industry because he has those tools. He did not prevent the spread of the FTX contagion. He did not prevent FTX. He did not prevent Terra Luna. He did not prevent Celsius. He did not prevent 3AC. He did not prevent a single massive collapse that lost investors hundreds of dollars, well, hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions of dollars, let's say that. And the Congress is actually questioning why he is pursuing frivolous lawsuits like LBRY Ripple and not protecting people against the real threat, which is the centralized exchanges and the leverage trading. If you look at Gary Gensler's actions, they are all against like random ass like projects like LBRY. Ripple is the big one, and he's trying to establish the SEC's supremacy in these legal jurisdictions. But those are not the kind of companies that are actually screwing people out of hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. Ripple has not scammed anyone. LBRY has not scammed anyone. EOS has not scammed anyone. All those things. He's determined to push Jay Clayton's crusade, despite all the corruption that's actually been unveiled during the Ripple case of Jay Clayton, Bill Hinman, and etc. Now, I don't know if that corruption will actually lead to any advantage for Ripple in the case, although it actually might. And the thing is, like, if the SEC lose the case, that's a big, big blow against Gensler because he's basically based everything on crypto in that one case because that is the most touted case out there, obviously. If he loses that, he will actually appeal. But the appeals generally don't work in those kind of cases, and he might lose it for good, which gives other projects the ammo to actually fire back at the SEC. There's even, maybe a class action lawsuit against the SEC and Gary Gensler for costing, I guess, Ripple investors a lot of money. I don't think that particular lawsuit will ever go anywhere, but he could actually lose jurisdiction over crypto if he actually loses the Ripple lawsuit. I think that lawsuit's about 50-50 on whichever side wins. So he could actually lose jurisdiction for the SEC. He hasn't prevented any of the scams from actually happening. And in fact, he actually met with Sam Bankman-Fried in the months before the whole fallout, and he was actually trying to help Sam Bankman-Fried get around the regulation. So you could say he was facilitating, even though unwittingly and maybe unknowingly, in the scam, but he was still kind of facilitating Sam Bankman-Fried and whatever the hell Sam Bankman-Fried was doing. And he spent billions of dollars pursuing basically like ridiculous lawsuits against companies that were scamming people. Some of his commissioners have voiced opposition to his leadership, and more or less like the attrition rate or the leaving rate of SEC employees has been the highest ever, so people do not like his leadership. So he's failed as a regulator and he's failed as a leader, and now Congress is actually questioning him. So is this the end for Gary Gensler? I think he's going to be stubborn and he won't step down and he won't stop pursuing the cases. But if he loses the Ripple case and he appeals, maybe some people in Congress will actually get tired of it and force him to resign, or maybe the president will fire him. I mean, Joe Biden doesn't really care about crypto, and he's not that knowledgeable about crypto, obviously. He will just do whatever his commissioners tell him to. But if Congress puts enough pressure on him, or the crypto lobby puts enough pressure on him, he might actually force Gensler to resign and replace him with someone else. Now, I'm not saying that someone else is going to be better because, we thought we were getting a good deal when Jay Clayton stepped down. We got Gary Gensler, and look what happened there. So I'm not saying that it'll be good or anything, but I'm saying that Gensler, as the SEC commissioner, because of his many failures in many categories of both leading and regulating, could actually be finished hopefully next year. I think it's still a long shot, but I'm hoping that he's done. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.